What's going on, folks? Welcome back to We the Champs. I'm your host, Jay, and we have a special co host today. Your boy, the hometown Pittsburgh Steeler, my man, Dan. What's up, Dan?
What's going on, everybody?
If you guys,
day in free
go ahead.
agency.
Yeah, how you feel about it, man?
Oh, I was shook when I answered my alarm and then saw the notification that Schefter reported that Russell Wilson was coming to the Berg.
Bro, then they were sneaky with it. Like that happened so early in the morning. Like that was crazy. So it's like we heard chatter about it before, but I didn't think it. Like I'm not sure if you did, but you kind of thought it was semi-serious. But a free agent splash move like that just isn't something that your team Pittsburgh is known for doing. You know what I'm saying? They're more traditional. They build their talent. Hence, they're holding on to Kenny Pickett and whatnot. So, man, it's the hometown guy that bleeds black and yellow.
That's me.
What you got on this, Dan? What you got on this?
So, man, like I said, there's a lot to unpack on that one. And the first thing I start thinking of is you kind of mentioned how the Steelers don't make quick moves like this.
Right.
And the Rooneys, man, they rarely back off a decision. When they sign somebody, they let them play out their contract. So I have trouble thinking that this was a deliberate move towards strategy of football. I think this might be more so, in my opinion, just like, Kenny, you can be replaced. Like, there's 3 people out there that can fill this role and do exactly what you're doing and probably more, like statistics speak on last season. So I think they saw it as a free move. They expected him to sign somewhere before and nothing happened. Or I guess at least announce a deal with someone before, because there was, some open spots, and then never happened. So they were probably like, I think this might be best for maybe just some fire in the locker room.
Right. You got to get things. Yeah, it's good to get for them to get things going. I remember last season, dude, y'all's offense was just at times was just so like y'all almost looked as bad as the Panthers offense. Y'all just have better players. I mean, gosh.
Dude, it's hard watching us waste like Najee's years, man.
Yeah, Najee. I mean, you look at Najee, this is his 3rd season. Yeah. He's had 1,000 yards each season, and it's kind of like
out of line. Like,
and it's kind of like it's hidden because you don't. I remember, this past season and the season before last, I had him in fantasy. Both seasons, bro, he didn't start like hitting bigger numbers until later in the year. You know what I'm saying? So, and then y'all have always appeared to be, except for that one year, you guys went like 10-0, 11-0. Then you just fluttered at the end. Y'all typically are a get better team. You have teams that progress and you have teams that regress towards the end of the season. And y'all are, in recent history, have been a team that progressed as the season went on later and later. But
surely.
But that quarterback position, dude, oh my gosh. Y'all haven't had it right since Big Ben left. You had Trubisky. He went out there and played. He thought you would have saw some decent play, but he was terrible last year. And then what do you think was up with the decision to play Mason Rudolph so late in the game? And it's like, oh, damn, he's the best we have right now.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the deal was with that. That Mason never really got a fair shake at quarterback in Pittsburgh, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the doubt was about. He came in to be kind of groomed into the system and step into the role when it opened. And that never really presented itself. When they brought in Delvin Hodges, the Duck, he was playing well, but I was just kind of like, how are you guys going to do this when you have somebody who's 3 years into your system ready to roll right now?
Right.
So I don't know if they ever took him that serious, and I don't think he's necessarily the Pittsburgh starter, but I think he might go find himself a spot somewhere else.
Okay. And then, pretty much back to Russell Wilson, man. What kind of fit do you see? I see it. All right. So do you, did y'all hire an offensive coordinator over the season? You have to by now, right?
Yeah, we did.
Who was it again? Oh, we can look.
It was Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith. Okay,
yeah,
okay. How'd you feel about that?
I didn't see that one coming either. That was a big move.
Yeah.
I think I like it. I like somebody he's taking, quote unquote, a step back, not necessarily. He's stepping into a pretty big, important role right now that needs a really a hands-on X's and O's guy.
That is an important role, man. You look at y'all's roster, y'all have it. Y'all have it all, man, especially with Deontay Johnson, George Pickens out of Georgia. Go Dogs. And the tight end you guys have always, is it Freiermuth?
Freiermuth, yeah, and Washington.
And Darnell Washington, like, dude. And the two backs, Najee, Jalen Warren. I mean, you guys got pieces. So Arthur Smith, he's been known to develop that run game, and y'all have the tools for that. But I feel like Russell Wilson. So, I mean, you look at y'all's team, it's kind of like y'all are kind of developing into what the Seahawks used to be. It's kind of funny if you look at it. So you have a defense, you got records on defense, you know, some of the best guys in the league, hence the Legion of Boom, TJ Watt and whatnot. And you even got some young guys coming up, and Joey Porter Jr. and whatever. And so you look at the offense, they had beast mode in Seattle, and you guys got Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. And you look at the coordinator who specializes in the run game. So what you got, a good defense, you're going to have a good defense that just makes stuff happen, doesn't get their top blown off, you know, makes plays, even scores on defense. And you have the run game to stay consistent, take care of the football and whatnot. And then if you got a rock fight in the fourth quarter, you got Russell Wilson who can create and open things up, because that's what he was always known for in Seattle, was just the fourth quarter guy who just made magic happen. And, you know, like, I really hope they let Russ cook.
Absolutely. He had a ton of different moving parts. Mm-hmm. And I think he was pretty good at getting it all like pretty uniform and kind of getting people in different gears to kind of rotate at the same, you know, momentum. And Pittsburgh's kind of right in that, you know, these guys are a bunch of 2-year guys coming up on their third year. It's about the time to start meshing here and see if this offense is going to work out. And, man, I mean, I'm a Pitt guy. I graduated from Pitt, but it's hard to give it to Kenny right now. So I think it's going to be a battle at camp, and Russ has proved he can do it. He's right. So, yeah, I mean, the more I dissect the move, I don't hate it that much.
Right. You look at it like that. And then, what else was I about to say? So, I mean, you got Russ, who's a vet coming in there. You know, he's been in – how long has he been in the league now? Like 11 years, maybe 10, 11 years.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a guy who can do his own thing, and you got to think about it. So when he was in Denver with Sean Payton's the dude there. You know, Sean Payton says Sean Payton, that goes that way. And you look at the Steelers, I mean, Mike Tomlin's, he's the guy there. However, he's on the defensive side. Yeah. So, you know, it gives Russ a little bit more pull, and maybe that's the kind of situation that's better for Russell Wilson, is having more command and, you know, what he wants to do with the offense. So it could be a good fit. But I do, man, I like Kenny Pickett, man. You look at him, how many years was he in college? Was it 5 or 6?
Yeah, I think he was the first 6-year guy, because he was there during COVID, and he actually took an actual red shirt.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, he graduated at like 24 years old, I think, or something like that.
That's wild. So you see Penn State has a few guys. All right, so, I mean, fuck Penn State, but their wrestling team they have a few guys going for 5 national titles, bro. Did you tell me that, or did Miles tell me that? I think it was Miles.
They had 5 Big Ten champions this past weekend.
Mm-hmm. No. They have guys going. It's Starachi and Brooks trying to get 5. Yeah, they've been winning since they were a freshman. They're trying to win 5 national titles because they get the COVID year or something like that. But
they're both going for their 4th this year, and they have an extra year eligibility if they want to.
What the hell?
Bro, Penn State wrestling is unreal. One of the best just dynasties of all time.
That is wild. Yeah. All right. And so, correlating that to Kenny Pickett, do you know how long he was a starter in college?
He stepped in late his freshman year.
So he started for about 4 years.
Yeah, his first start was early 2017. We upset Miami when they were number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that game.
Kind of. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, we knocked him out of the playoff, and that was Kenny's first start. I honestly can't even remember who was starting in front of him that year.
Okay, so he won that game. He got the swag. But tell me, when did Kenny become that dude? Where was it like, all right, this guy's like what year was it for you guys that Kenny became that dude? It was like, okay, this is Kenny Pickett.
Junior year, man, that UCF upset.
Junior year? Okay.
Oh, dude, it was about halfway through the season.
Oh, was that the bowl game? No, that wasn't the bowl game, was it?
No, it was like game 6. They called the Pitt special. It was that reverse.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Man. And he just put on that game. It was one of those like Johnny Manziel, like he was rushing for like 35 yards every here and there. We're like, this guy, like, what's going on? And the accuracy was just on. You could tell, like, he's like, I'm starting my NFL campaign here now. Like, I'm good enough. Let's go.
So,
and second half of junior year, all of senior year, he just lit it up.
All right. So you got that spoken. So, I mean, it's not per se he's a late bloomer, but I feel like Kenny Pickett, like I've seen him play before. I liked him. I saw some good things his rookie season, not so much this year, but definitely in his rookie season. I feel like now thinking about it, I feel like this Russell Wilson move is the perfect move.
Yeah.
Because, Kenny Pickett might just be a guy that just needs more time to develop and understand the game. And what it seems like he just needs more time to be comfortable. Like that means a lot, and that's one thing a lot of people don't talk about is just being comfortable in the game, in the locker room with those guys. Like it's tough, man. It's tough. Man.
Absolutely. I think Kenny's got a bright future personally. Call it bias, but I kind of agree with you here. I don't see any negatives to this move with Russell and kind of having those two maybe work together. I think it only adds to the quarterback room.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Damn, man. So Steelers got this going on. So I had y'all in the Commanders as my surprise, like dark horse, like playoff contenders, and you guys came close. Washington let me down big time. Big time, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's just a team, and that's just like a franchise in disarray right now.
Yeah. But they got some building pieces. So they have the highest cap in the league. I'm not sure about now, but before free agency, they had the highest cap and the number 2 pick. So I mean, that's something to build off of.
Yeah.
New coaches, new owners, so it's going to be some change ups.
For sure. But I think the new ownership there is going to be a good thing because nothing was really changing with that last dude. Yeah,
right. And I think Ron Rivera needs to go back to being the coordinator.
Yeah.
Maybe be a head coach later, but I don't know. But you saw they got Austin Eckler today too?
Really?
Yeah.
No, dude.
Yeah,
Woo.
Man. Yeah, Washington
move.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, looking at the teams nowadays, you need 2 solid backs who can play, really. Yep. And then Austin Eckler is getting up there in age. Lucky for y'all guys, Najee's pretty young. He's going into his 4th year, and Jaylen Warren, he kind of I remember him playing the last season before, but isn't he a pretty young guy too?
Yeah, they either entered the league the same year. Warren might have a year on Najee, but they're pretty comparable.
Yeah, you guys have the big power back. I mean, he can catch it out in the backfield. Then you got the change of pace, scat back dude who can, break off a big 20-plus yarder play. So they're fun to watch. I just hope there's some more big plays. I mean, George Pickens, dude. Oh my gosh.
He's an absolute dog. Like, just in every sense of the word, an athlete. Like, man, you can't pay for that kind of talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's God-given.
Yeah, man. But I definitely see the Steelers, bro. You can just y'all get on my nerves, man. Y'all just it's like I don't know, something about it. Something about you guys.
They always teeter. You never know when they're gonna fall or just jump and go high. Like,
but you guys bend, but you never break, which is like what Mike Tomlin doesn't have a losing season since he's been there.
Yeah, very true.
Now, do you feel like? All right, so do you feel like that being the thing? Like, folks, like, yeah, Tomlin's never lost or had a losing season since he's been here. Do you think that's lowered the standard, or do you think having that standard makes y'all a better football club?
I can tell you when I go home for the holidays how it's received.
Yeah.
And it's not received well, because what's everybody going to do? Cheers to another like 9-7, 10-7. I mean, it's getting old. It's definitely getting old. So I think comparatively to the rest of the league, sure, it's a good standard to set, but that's not Chuck Noll. That's not the original chief owner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Rooneys don't ride like that. So I think we should probably start looking more towards championships again and set a record.
Right. This is why I was thinking this play with Russell Wilson wasn't far-fetched. It's like, okay, this is, out of the norm for you guys. But however, it's like, dude, we gotta, we've been a strong team for a while, but we gotta like raise the roof right now. We gotta spark something to be over the top.
Yeah, and dude, leading up to the move, I know they're not paying him much and it was essentially free, but they were freeing up like a lot of cap space. We had a nice little third option at receiver, Allen Robinson, a little slot guy.
Yeah.
They just randomly cut him like midweek last week. And the one dude who contributed to the line last season, Okafor, they announced a random morning he was out. So I don't know what their plans were, if it was always a big move at quarterback this year and they just lucked out with the price, but it definitely seemed deliberate now that I look back a little more.
Right. So that being said, this will be the last question for the show, Dan.
All right.
Well, hold on. What draft pick are y'all?
We're like towards the middle. I think we're like
y'all middle of the pack.
16.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, that's like the same as last year, bro.
I know, bro.
All right. So, what player in the draft and do you think y'all will pick, or what player in the draft do you want y'all to pick for whatever position, or like what player do you think y'all will pick and what position do you think you guys will go in the draft?
So it's hard to give a name here, but I will just tell you offensive line.
There's a lot of offensive tackles in this draft.
Yeah, I'll take anybody. Look at the SEC. I mean, it's done nothing but produce just absolute walls. So if I'm me, I hope they're scouting Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, every big beefy line we got, and just take the best bet.
Right.
I think I think we're set with skill positions. I think our defensive skill positions are pretty set. I think it's just time to get, our quarterback and running back some space and some time.
All right, sweet. All right, man. That about wraps up this segment. You got anything else for us?
Nah, that's it, man. We the champs. Everybody subscribe. What a podcast Jalen runs here. It's an honor to be on it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, guys. We appreciate you tuning in. We the champs. We out, baby.
Out.
Steelers.